Hi, babies. I'm gonna do a reading. You do what you do. I'm not your mom. It's a beautiful day. It's really not. It's like gloomy as shit today. Energetically, physically, it's just a sad, sad day. I'm gonna put some cards. Okay. Second video of the day. First one was just a little interesting. I love my intuition for being what it is. And thank you, God, for protecting me while I send out these messages. Because sometimes I'll be wanting to tell y'all. I don't want to have to go through that whole, like, I promise I don't want to kill myself. You know, there's no one out, you know, but it's just, that's what it feels like. I need to have a disclaimer. You know how people have, like, those, you know, like, this is not medical advice. You know, like, when they do yoga, they're like, you know, like a privacy notice or whatever the fuck. Like, I feel like I have to start every video that I do with, like, just to be aware, I don't want to kill myself or harm myself in any way, because they're like, you know, cuckoo, great. Anywho, it's just so funny that that's what comes to mind. I rebuke it. yeah, sorry, you can't have access to me. Anywho, what does my listener need to hear today? Today about their life. Today for you. Hello. Oh. Okay, so if you're thinking that there's a third party situation, it's not showing up as an active one. I'll say it like that. That even if it was, I don't know why I feel the need to say that, but even if it was a third party situation, whether that be another person, a job, opportunity, whatever it was that was taking their time away from you. Why am I talking so fast? They are coming in, and they are coming in. They are coming in quick. You understand? Can you focus? Focus on me. Focus. There you go. Bitch. You know I'm sexy. Don't call, just text me. I'm actually the opposite. Don't text, call me. But they're coming in quick because they left your ass in the dirt. Yep, yes they did. But then they also realized that there's a reason why they keep being called back to you. That red string theory with the little bunny. A lot of people think that the red string theory is sometimes like something that is man-made, like Haley Baldwin with her fucking love oils and whatever. Like, the bunny symbolizes innocence. It symbolizes something that this bunny is threading this fateful string around his ankles, but in a way that's not, it's not meant to trap him, you know? Like, if it was like a crow or something, or like, you know, I would be a little bit more concerned. But the bunny, they're tying the string, right, at the bottom of his feet there, simply because he's got the bunny, you know, he's got it in his hands, right? The bunny is there to symbolize like a peacefulness. There's somebody that's finally accepting that maybe you were put in their life for a reason, you know, and maybe they left you out in the cold and you're over here with your anemic ass with your toes all cold. Get some iron in your body, you know what I'm saying? But you're with your anemic ass, and they were like, yeah, I mean, I left her out in the cold, but like, what's that got to do with me? And then they realized, I was like, oh, it does have to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So now they're coming in, they're like, okay, all right, let me get the fuck on and live life how I'm supposed to, because clearly whatever this third party situation, again, it doesn't have to be a person, it can be it's just like, it's not where it needs to be, or it's not giving what it's supposed to give. We've got the Moon, the Magician, Strength, the Queen of Swords. Oh my God, did you want to give me any more major arcana? The Moon is coming out reversed. So they were thinking that there was something being hidden from them, that they didn't have all the information. But they had all the information, they just weren't doing with it what they should have. You understand what I'm saying? This is somebody that like had an abundance of energy but was putting it into the wrong places, and then wondering why they were feeling drained. They were like, I need more energy. No, you don't. You just need to put it in the right places. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the Magician here is also talking about Cinderella. So it's like fairy godmother knew where to put her magic. She was like, mice, boom. The pumpkin, boom. You know, like she knew, she had a clear vision for what was meant to be happening. But it kind of feels like you were like, oh, I'll turn ants. I'll turn this rock into a coach. And then you were wondering why it was weighing you down, why the people around you felt like you know, like your presence was too heavy for them or whatever it is. Like, no, you need something with some substance. You know what I'm saying? Like, anywho, point being, can you ask for major arcana? Yeah, more major arcana at the bottom of the deck here. And I split the deck and it's Justice and the Hierophant. Okay, no, seriously. This is somebody that's really coming into union with themselves. Like, I love this for them. But it's also, it's something where they realize that they didn't have to keep fighting so goddamn much for what it is that they wanted. At the end of the day, if you put your energy into the right spaces, you understand? This is also very much giving with the I don't know if Dracula has been like a very, very clear synchronicity for me. So this might, but this is the Impaler, Vlad the Impaler, which also is giving that kind of like sunken eyes when you think of like the vampire with like their fucking eyes are red and like the veins popping out and just the imagery that shows out. But yeah, like there's a lot of energy where you're like, you want to know what? If I stop, and I don't know, maybe Dracula's coming through because you're letting like energy vampires, whether that's people or situations or mindsets, like you're letting those things be free, and you're like, I will put your head on a fucking spike. You try to come at me again. And the Chariot at the bottom of the, like, yeah, like you're really, the Queen of Swords is somebody that's like, I will nurture the fuck out of me and those around me. But don't get it twisted, because the Queen of Swords is also like, I want to say vengeful, but she's like, you cut me, I'll cut you back. You know what I'm saying? But she's like precise. You know, like when I think of Queen of Swords energy, I think of like somebody whose cutoff game is lethal. When I say lethal, I mean like deadly. Where there's no coming, like when you're cutoff game, when you cut somebody off, you're like, I don't care what you've got to offer me, like you will, like you're dead to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I say lethal, their cutoff game is lethal. So when you're thinking about if it is third party situations, if you're like, oh, but did they really? Yes, they really cut them off. No. You understand what I'm saying to you? They done cut them bitches out. You know what I'm saying? And bitches could be, you know, men or whatever it is. Gender is not specific here. Let's see. This is somebody, the way that I'm talking, the way that it's embodying now, that Ace of Swords just keeps coming out. The way that I'm embodying myself right now, this is somebody that like has just drank a fucking energetic espresso. Where they're like, oh my God, and I can do this, and I can do that, and I have the power, and I'm in control of my life, and they feel kind of rushed, but in a way where they have clarity. The Ace of Swords is also like clear, precise. They're like, yeah, I know where to go, I know what to do, I know who to do it around, I know who not to do it around, I know what the knots that I want, what to tie into the vision that I have for myself. Now you got the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and I want to get a little bit of clarity on that. What's the Queen of Pentacles reversed here? Okay, so you got the Emperor, the Empress, the Emperor, the High Priestess reversed with the Four of Cups. There is a point where they do feel empowered, but there also is, if it is involving another person, like if you're the person that you're feeling this, you feel like you have to outsource yourself in some way. And you feel like you're being pulled in two different directions. You're like, if I am this powerful individual, why am I also powerless in this sense? And then it's also like, I have agency, but I also have to rely on this. You're somebody that like wants to be independent, but is being pulled towards a dependency towards something or someone. This is also really connected with the Page of Cups energy, where it's like something is very much like red string fate. Like you're fated to like work with someone, but you're like, but why can't I do it alone? You know, like that's what's coming through. Is like, but I want my success to be my own. It is, especially with the High Priestess reverse. It's like you have the ability to act on somebody else's intuition. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? But because you're so stuck on like, but I want to do it myself, you're put in a position where you're out of touch with your finances, out of touch with the things that would benefit you. So the last thing that I feel like you would need to let go is your idea of like what power means, because you are like high end and you think that just because you have all this power that to give it to somebody else would mean to lose it. No, what you're doing is you're kind of, think of like reflections. I'm thinking of like light reflecting. That's the imagery that I'm getting. Is like you have a mirror here, you're the flashlight, and you're like flashing a light over here, and it's a mirror that's like reflecting it here, bouncing it back, this and this and that. Where it's like you're the illuminator. Without you, it wouldn't be what it is. But you feel like because you're outsourcing and because if they weren't there, you wouldn't be able to do what you would. Where think of like, I'm thinking of like where like you can put a flashlight straight up and like in a room and it would illuminate enough. But if you had like, let's say like a triangle or a square of mirrors and you illuminated that and then it bounced the light, then it would be illuminated more. You're scared to outsource your energy because you think that it means less for you. It doesn't, because you're like an irreplaceable part of that system, whatever. Like like I don't know. It feels like you're like, well, I didn't do that. You did do that. You are exactly who you say you are. You just have to I don't know. I feel like it's also like a company wounds. Like if you've been surrounded by people that have drained you, if it is third parties, if it is things of that nature, that you've been kind of drained by those people. So you feel now scared because you've now called your energy back to then give it out. Because you're like, well, what if those people are the same as that third parties or those friendships or whatever it is that drained me? You understand what I'm saying? Like, because I know what I did when I was around bad company, I became a bad person. I was out here leaving people out and to be all, anemic toes out in the cold because I felt like people around me were more important than A, B, and C, when in reality, it wasn't like that. Like I was fated to a certain thing, and I have agency, I have autonomy in this, and I was fated for this because God, source, whatever it is, knows me so well, even better than I might know myself because of trauma or whatever it is, that once I actually was autonomous with my thoughts, it made more sense. That I was kind of being blinded by people. So it's like you're scared to outsource yourself. There's also, it's like, what if it's not what I think it is? You got the Page of Wands reversed with the Four of Wands reversed with the Devil reversed. There's this very heavy energy of like, what if those people are here to hurt me too? You got to take that leap of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have got to, nobody, yeah. You're sitting here and you're like, should I? But it's coming out reversed. You're like, that action is available to me. You're at the edge of the mountain and all you got to do is... Anything else? Closing statements, please. Ah! Sorry. I'm got an itchy nose. Just like right here. Like right on the edge. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. That's attractive. You are being met with such divine grace, acceptance, love, that it's like, even if you let go and you fucking fall flat on your face, you will blossom anyways. Like, it's like you're scared that if you let go of the mountaintop that you won't fly, and you might not. You might fall flat on your face. But then I got like the image of like, you're not buried, you're planted. And then you'll grow to be like the biggest fucking tree that, you know, like revitalizes, and like the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your tree, or like fucking dandelions, where just one single wind, one little swoosh of a butterfly's wings just spreads your love, your power, your positivity, your strength, your presence in every direction. So let go. Do the thing. Do the thing you're scared of doing. Do the thing. Because it's not like, if you're like, oh, these people, no, they're not. I promise you, like, whatever it is, I get it. I truly, truly, I get it. But you gotta really know yourself, and really like the worst that can happen is still like a 9 out of 10. You know, like the worst that can happen is success. The best that can happen is like a major success, but like the worst that can happen is success. And you're like, but what if I want major success? Okay, then you can get major success. It just won't look the way that you want to from the jump. The literal, oh, I believe, you know what I'm saying? But it can look like that, because your starting point is a win. You know, like you either jump and you're like instant overnight successes, or you jump and then you win and it still builds to success, like more major success. There's literally, I think that you're scared of like, what's the worst? Like there is, why did I just say there is? There's no worst that can happen. Like the worst that can happen in this situation is that you win. I guess if you're scared of success, then that'll be your own thing to deal with. But the worst that can happen is success, is that you win. Yeah, anyhow. Much love.